Before turning 30, I set myself a list, 30 things to do before turning 30. Next week I'm 31. So somewhere amongst the chaos of this year, I've forgotten to update you on everything that I've been up to from turning 29 to 30. 30 to 31 was an insane year, and I've spoken about that on the channel. I left my job, went traveling, so that's been insane. Best thing I've ever done this year for sure. But that list, that 30 before 30, was definitely up until that point the best thing I've ever done. It kept me accountable, it gave me things to work towards. And yeah, I want to run through them. And hopefully that way you can see whether or not I did all of the different things. Set up automatic investments. This one was more of a challenge in the UAE, but I wanted to have it so that you pay yourself first. I read this in a book, I think it was The Latte Factor First. It was a nice, fun little short book. And the idea of paying yourself first is that you actually just invest in yourself first. A lot of people think pay yourself first means you get your money and you pay yourself in terms of buying yourself and treating yourself to things, but actually it just means making sure that your investments come in and you're investing in other things. So I kind of set that up through some like crypto investments. However, invested into stocks and things like that was a little bit more challenging in the UAE. Now that I'm back here in the UK, I have set that up. So that was from 30 to 31. I ticked it off. It was a bit of a tokenistic thing, but it was something in the back of my head that was responsible. I had to do it. Travel to 5 new countries, tick that off. That year for travel was insane. I think we got Qatar, Vietnam, Cambodia. There were a bunch of other countries in there as well. Ireland was in there, I think, at one point. And I want to say another country, Sri Lanka, might have been in that one. I don't know if that was a new country. 5 new countries, we did manage to tick that off. Run a marathon. That was the biggest one, I think, on this list. And yeah, I smashed it. Kind of. I didn't train for the heat. It wasn't the best time in the world, but I did it. I ran the marathon, and I still look back and think that gave me such an amazing thing to work towards in the winter months. Get up early, go train, and then, yeah, just basically sleep for the rest of the day. So yeah, I would say if you make this list yourself, put something big on there. That was my big thing to work towards. Hike in the UAE. I did that, kind of. It was more of on the residential. However, I didn't really set that much time aside. I ticked it off, although I feel like I kind of cheated on that one. Create a travel scrapbook. We actually did this as part of a lesson as a teacher, teaching in the UAE. Nah, I've ticked it off, but I feel like I still need to finish the proper scrapbook that my wife and I have. We weren't married when I did this list, so saying wife, and it's pretty cool. Do self-defense class. I signed up to a gym called UFC Gym. They always have lots of different types of self-defense training and things like that. I did one amongst the chaos of being a teacher and creator and running, and I didn't manage to do much more than that. Play for a basketball team. I ticked it off. I didn't technically play for a team, but I was accountable and I did go to lots of different training, scrimmages and things like that. It was just something that I was like, I should put that on the list and actually go and do it. And I did. Read 5 books. Yeah, tick that one. That one, I said read 5 books. I definitely listened to 4 books and then read one myself. I think listening to books while running is a bit of a strange thing to do, but I find it quite therapeutic because you're just plodding along. So I read 5 different books. Create a course. We're going to do the ones that I missed out on the end because that's been on the list for a couple of years now and I've still not done it. There's something holding me back. Lead international CPD. Did that, ticked that one off. I attended an event called Guess, and yeah, that's an international event. People from around the world go to it, and I led a few different CPD trainings, and I also volunteered some of my time. That's made me think I can tick another one off, actually. I volunteered my weekends up regularly to go and do CPD in the UAE. Finish a 1,000-piece puzzle. This was a really good one to just put on the list. It was something that I worked towards with my family, actually. It said nothing on here about doing this as a solo thing. Yeah, it was really nice. Sat down with my family, we chipped away at it during Christmas, and it was nice. We just got to talk. We were off our phones. A really good one to put on the list. Reach 100k on a platform. We said we were going to do the ones I didn't achieve at the end. Go 48 hours without a phone. I find this a challenge. Again, when you're a teacher, you don't realise how many things you need your phone for, especially in the UAE. two-factor authentication and all those sorts of things. I actually found when it came to doing the register, because I logged out of something and I needed my phone, I had to use a paper register and then explain to the reception that I didn't have my phone. And they were like, why? And it was fine, but it's one of those, you don't realise how much you actually use your phone and how much of a challenge that is, especially with creating as well. But you become addicted to it. And it's something that I'm definitely aware of making this video now, that yeah, something to be aware of. Treat myself to an extravagant something. Does a camera count? Does a camera count? That camera that you see in the corner over there is a Sony a6700. Technically it's, what, is it a business cost? Yeah, but it's something that I bought for myself. Now my business uses it. But yeah, I guess I bought that for myself, and now that I, you know, business and stuff like that, yeah, it counts. I'm counting it. Outsource part of a project, learn to delegate. Definitely a little bit more of a challenge than I realised. Parts of setting up proofreading and stuff like that, I actually got some assistance with for a change, which I hadn't done in the past. Write a new ebook. I got that one in just as I was about to turn 30. I just about finished the Teaching Abroad Atlas just before turning 30. I think maybe 1 or 2 days beforehand. Beast of a book. Great, really proud with how it's came out, and yeah, it's been quite popular, so yeah. Go to my first music concert. My wife, during Christmas, got me tickets to go and see Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran was the first person that I went to go and see as part of a music concert, which was great. Although, a lot of the songs that I heard, I was like, I've not actually heard this, because I'm into Ed Sheeran from, you know, like the Nando's Skank, Lego House, and all the older songs. So when they came on, I was like, woo! But other than that, no. Hold my first birthday brunch. This was one in the UAE where I was like, I didn't want to fill up too much of other people's time. I was leaving, I was having a stag do, I was having my birthday brunch, so I kind of merged it all into one rather than have 3 different things. So I ticked that one off. Quit that bad habit. It's after doing gym and stuff like that, it's picking the dead skin. Sorry about that. It's a bit grim, isn't it? I ticked it off. The bad habits come back as I've become more anxious and left the UAE, and it's definitely something to be aware of. Go 3 months without drinking. This was one I was really proud of because there's temptation everywhere. When I turned 29, I just basically cut it from that point. It was really good when I was training for the marathon to just like, nope, not going to be doing it. Yeah. Then learn how to make a latte. That was great. If you get a chance to do something like that, do it. It's just a nice, maybe a nice date evening, or just like, it's just a great day out. Just, I burnt through like a whole bag of different beans, just making coffees, weighing it out, different espressos, trying the art. Really good, good fun. Make a video addressing what I learned in my 20s. I didn't do that. With moving back to the UK, everything just kind of merged into one, and yeah. That kind of got lost. So now we've started to talk about things that I didn't actually do. So first things first, volunteer outside of teaching / content. See, this is it, volunteer outside of teaching / content. That for me meant like volunteering for like a running session and stuff like that. It was so hard to do in the UAE. I don't know what it is. Like here in the UK, just rock up and things. In the UAE, to be fair, it means that perhaps it's a bit more organised and things like that, and I don't know, it was just hard to volunteer. I messaged a few different people on social media and they were like, no. So I just kind of gave up because I'm too busy. Learn how to skate backwards, ice skate backwards. There's a few ice rinks, you know, Dubai, desert, ice rink, doesn't really come together, but there are ice rinks, it's just expensive, and then as a result I didn't really have the time to dedicate towards going to the ice rink regularly. It was something that I had on the list. I was like, that's just a case of going a few times, and yeah, just got lost with it. Be able to do 8 muscle ups. I think I got to 4. I got to 4 because I was also trying to deadlift 200 kilograms. So those two I just didn't quite get. I got to literally 195 kilograms. But because I'm putting on weight at the same time to try and gain strength to do the lift, that also makes the muscle ups harder. So I think it was like 4 or 5 muscle ups, 195 kilograms. It was so close, so close. Learn how to wake surf. Again, very similar to the ice skating in terms of high cost, high time commitment, something that I would have had to do perhaps after the running and stuff like that. It was just like, it just wasn't happening. declutter bedroom in the UK, where am I going to be putting the stuff? So I've kind of done that now that I have my own home, which is crazy, but that's another story. Yeah, I didn't really know where I was going to be putting the stuff. I could potentially, you know, tick that one off, but yeah. That's it. I only didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach 100k on a platform. 5. Again, I can't control that. You can control that. 6, create a course. Something's been holding me back there. Fly business. I missed that one out somehow. I did actually do that one, but literally about 2 months after turning 30. So that was insane. That was great. That was a long journey to Peru. Post-production Thomas here. I was missing one and it was really frustrating me. And then I looked to the corner and I saw this. This was on the list. Build a Lego set. This is a really therapeutic one to do. Definitely an easy one to add to a list if you're considering it. This list was definitely something that I'd recommend for anyone else. It doesn't have to be, you know, it could be 30 before 31, you know, 30 before 30, 30 before 31. I would say when it comes to these lists, you want to try and make it achievable. Things like building a 1,000-piece puzzle is hard, but it's low cost, barrier to entry. Things that you know are going to be quite simple. Things like volunteering, which should have been easy, but wasn't. But also things like, I don't know, communicative things like giving a compliment, paying for someone's lunch, putting yourself in awkward situations. I put none of those on this list. It was very like, I'm going to learn this skill that's actually going to cost me lots of money. So if you're in that position, definitely do things that, you know, it might be going and exploring a different part of your town or city. You'll be surprised. The hiking one on that list, that should have been so easy to do. It's literally just an hour away, but for some reason, every weekend it ticked around. I think perhaps with the running, it just didn't get done. And with travel and things like that, it should be quite straightforward, should be easy. It's just booking tickets, but again, it comes down to cost. I would say less is more. Perhaps one big thing like a marathon. 2 that you feel are going to be a little bit harder, like, I don't know, something like your travel or something a little bit more out there. And then 10 smaller ones that are things like giving compliments to 10 strangers or giving us, you know, doing those sorts of things that put you outside of your comfort zone. Donating to charity, those more intrinsic things, the things you'll feel the reward for intrinsically rather than extrinsic. You know, learning how to ice skate backwards is cool. You get that sense of achievement from it, but it's very much like, yay, because I can do it and I can show other people. So I don't know. The things I felt the most reward from are the things that were those intrinsic motivations. I guess marathon to a degree was perhaps the one I felt the most pride from because it's kind of intrinsically motivated, although you do get that medal at the end. That would be my big one. 2 down from there and then 10 smaller ones. I think that's a lot more achievable and you really do tick them off throughout a year. It gives you kind of 13 things to work on instead of 30. But yeah, have you ever done one of these lists before? Let me know in the comments. I hope you've this has given you some sort of motivation to do it. I had a few comments on the old video that I looked at. People were asking, did you do it? Like update. So this is the update video. Hopefully you subscribe. See you in the next video. Until then, I'm out.